Hello and welcome to session 13 of my $1 million journey. My name is Edward James Carey, and we are on Tuesday, August 15th for session 13. Once again, I'm going back at the markets this morning to try to free some captive shares. I'm going to be doing dollar cost average strategies in order to leverage myself out of a position of some of the shares that I'm waiting on. We will see where the markets go today. Yesterday looked good. Today, I want to see if we can continue that trend. I will be back shortly. We are just about 25 minutes before the markets open today. I will see you shortly. All right, I am back and I am ready to tackle the markets today on Tuesday morning. I'm going to be continuing my Wu-Tang Bushido approach on freeing some of my captive dollars in the markets. Let's go to the screen and see what is happening and shaping up for the morning. The markets still have not opened yet, but what I am noticing today is I'm noticing a couple of good things. And this is what got me excited last night. I checked the aftermarket hours on the markets last night, and what had happened was shares of AMD in post-market had closed above the limit order that I had set that I wanted to sell them at. And also shares of AI had crawled up to, I think, 34.50. Now, I see this morning that shares of AI have fallen back down to 33.90, right around where they closed yesterday. And I'm also noticing that shares of AMD are currently at $112.45 in the pre-market. So this means that I am going to begin my day focusing on my position in AMD. I would really like to close this position and regain the capital on those shares so that I have some more room to maneuver and pull out my Shaolin swords of dollars, slash all these other higher cost shares into bits and pieces in order to get them back. So I am going to begin my day focusing on my position with AMD. As you can see here, I have set up my sell limit order for $112.31 per share, which is just slightly over the $112.29 that I purchased the shares at. Now, I am not going to immediately rush to sell these shares. I'm going to do this manually this morning. In light of the activity that AMD did yesterday with a steady rally all day long, I'm going to hope that we see similar behavior from AMD this morning. I'm hoping that as the markets open, even if there is a slight recession in the cost of the shares of AMD, that today will not be a day where the markets slide down, but it will be a day of recovery where the markets slowly or even quickly build up over time. So I'm going to sit with this lot of shares of AMD as my active trade for the morning. I'm going to hope that the shares of AMD crawl up maybe even $1.50 per share. And then when I let them go, not only do I get my capital recovery back, maybe I can make $1 to $1.50 to even $2 per share in the process. So that is my plan for the morning. I will move on to what my plan is for shares of AI after. I'm hoping that this successful maneuver goes very well, just as planned. We are still 5-6 minutes away from market opening, and I will return in just a couple of moments in order to make my first play of the day. Stay tuned. I feel as though it's going to be a very exciting day, a day of movement, a day of recovery, a day of maneuvering around the markets in order to begin moving towards my goal in the short term, which is to recover heavy financial capital so that I have a position of financial strength once again. All right, I am back and ready to catch the market open today. Let us go to the scoreboard here. We are 40 seconds away from market open. I have noticed that shares of AMD have fallen back below $112.29, which I was hoping that they would open strong above my sell limit order, but they have slipped back down. We will see where the share value goes in the morning here. As we come to the market opening today, we are down to the last 10 seconds. Now, I did flip through some of the other major companies as well as the S&P 500 itself, and all of them are opening slightly lower than where they closed yesterday. So not a big surprise that AMD slipped back down below where I would like to see it. The markets are now open and we can see the day beginning with a sell-off. So still nothing to be tremendously concerned about. Shares of AI looks like they might have had a sell-off, but then again are followed by a very strong push upward. Now, I do have an active sell limit on shares of AI. I believe that my first round of shares are set to sell at $36.35, which is possible to hit today. We are less than $3 from that window. I'm not holding my breath that we get there today, but it is possible. As I said, though, I am going to begin my day with selling off my position in AMD as soon as I feel that the time is right. I do believe that despite what I see in the early morning with shares of AMD, that we are still going to ultimately begin climbing up the scoreboard today. So let me just set my sell limit order back for 112.31. I want to do all 18 shares today. And then I want to load this up and I just want to sit and I want to wait. I want to wait on purpose for shares of AI to begin a climb and to see if we can get 25 cents a share, 50 cents a share, $1 per share even. Once we go past $112.31, and the higher that we get past that, the more confident I feel holding onto this sell order manually. Because the higher that we break away from my break-even point, the easier it is to just hit the limit sell if I see a red turn and it starts to drop again after a peak. So, hoping for the best this morning to start off a day right. We are again pushing back up, 111.86, 111.93, okay. There's strong activity coming in on volume with shares of AMD. We are already at 2.8 million shares in the first 2 minutes. Ooh, can you see the difference in share volume? 2 minutes with AMD, and we are almost at 3 million shares. Now, shares of AI in the first 3 minutes, 300,000, not even 300,000. So AMD looks like long-term, it's likely to be a more exciting venture in order to play in this playground. Here we go. Shares of AMD are now in the green as far as I need in order to sell my position. We are past $112.31. I am going to sit here on purpose with my finger on the trigger manually as I continue watching the shares of AMD slowly or even quickly creep up the scoreboard. Ooh, we topped out at $112.84. It looks like it's starting to slide back down now. Slide back down pretty quickly. But that run there, that run was a little bit exciting to watch. I thought I might break $113 per share. If we can quickly get up to $113.31, that gives me an entire dollar per share on my sell. Still a bit early to see what happens. I still see a positive, strong green wave of buying orders coming in. Again, here we go again, back up. 112.60, 112.65, 112.71 I'm seeing. Come on. Keep on going. Keep on rallying. You know, one of the things I am considering that I've been struggling with all night in my mind is, what if this is another day where shares of AMD just continue to go up, up, up all day long, and AMD ends up closing at around $116 to $120 per share today? And I sell at $112.31. The potential of passing on $4 to $6 per share, that's hard to swallow. But I eventually sorted out how I was feeling, what I was thinking about in my mind. It is more important for me to recover capital at this time rather than trying to go for massive gains on my capital. I do need the financial strength to be able to leverage myself out of some of my positions in other holdings. So as much as it might be nice to catch a $4 to $6 increase in value, I'm willing to sacrifice a short-term gain in order to get out of a position for the sake of capital recovery. Now, I am watching shares of AMD fall back down rapidly to where I want to let them go at $112.31. And I don't know if that morning push is over right now. I also don't know where the market is going to go within the first hour for AMD, and I'm a little bit fidgety. I'm feeling like I want to sell these shares right now before it drops back down below $112.31. I think I'm going to hold on and hope that this is just a short-term sell-off in light of the rapid increase in volume there for the buying. I'm going to hold fast. And I'm also going to go over to shares of AI and see and just observe. We had a little bit of a push, a little bit of a sell, a little bit of a push again, a little bit of a sell again. And again, shares of AI seem again to be holding. When the market bell opened, it reached a low of $33.58, and it has shown no sign yet of dropping below that resistance. That's a good sign. It indicates to me that things may very well continue to increase throughout the day. Let's go back to AMD. Again, we are over $113 now on shares of AMD. I saw $113.14. Come on, keep on climbing. Keep on climbing, guys. Let's see if we can push past $113.31. That, at that point, I know that I'm a complete $1 per share ahead on my transaction. Let's just give it a few minutes and see what happens. I will confess it is challenging right now for me to hold my emotions in check with the fear of losing the small gain that I am seeing up at around $113 and not selling off my position for that 65 to 70 cents per share. Because I actually feel like it's going to be a positive day overall, and that shares of AMD are going to climb probably well above the $115 per share point at some point throughout the day. I don't know if I'm going to sit here all day and hold on to try to get that. I am currently feeling really strong and really confident about closing my position at a solid $1 per share profit. And that's currently the only thing that I'm waiting on. I am seeing some sideways movement now, right around the $113.17 range. It's looking like it is having some difficult challenge, pushing past $113.18. I'm still holding on. I'm confident that it will do it. It is a bit emotionally challenging though, not gonna lie. So if you're watching this video today and you're seeing me sitting here all stoic with a straight face, I just want you to know what's going on inside my body right now. And that is a little bit of emotion of fear, of things falling all the way back down to my sell limit. But I'm not giving in to that today. I'm gonna hold steady. I'm gonna hold for what I believe is coming in a very short amount of time. I'm watching the wicks on the tops of these candles. I can see that there is some strong downward resistance pressure on all of these candles. We're having sell pressure on the tops of the on the tops of the buy rallies. We're having sell pressure on the tops of the sell rallies as well. You know, even though they've pushed up higher during the sell-offs, the sells have won and pushed them back down in general. Ooh, here's a green candle rally with a very strong sell-off top wick. That's not a good sign. So it looks like we might be going into a sell-off trend here. There are a lot of people wanting to get out of AMD right now, and I cannot blame them considering how low AMD went last week. Down to $105 a friggin' share, man. That is not normal, okay, for AMD. Look, all the way down to 106.45 when a week ago it was up here at 119. So, can I blame people for wanting to liquidate their shares of AMD? No, I cannot. At the same time, however, I can choose and decide not to be one of those people. I as well want to sell my position in AMD. I want to recover my capital after that crappy week last week. And I'm looking at what's going on right now with all of these 1 minute intervals with the volume. We're at 3.3 million shares of volume total right now. And I see sell, 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 sell. I'm betting on the fact that these are all people that are feeling very much like I am right now. They have shares of AMD. Maybe they purchased in a little bit high and they want to take a profit and they want to run and they want to catch a lower position in AMD. I totally understand that. I feel exactly the same way. This is my plan as well. And I am going to hold through all of this, and I am not going to join these people. I'm going to wait it out on purpose over the next 15 to 30 minutes, and I am going to wait for all of this indecision to sort itself out and move forward up the ladder, which I expect is going to be the long-term movement of shares of AMD today. I do not believe that shares of AMD are going to fall back down on a downward trend today. Despite what I'm seeing right now with this early morning sell-off after this peak, I still believe that it's going to rebound. Here we go. We are back down below my sell limit again. So we have gone back down below where I wanted to sell the shares. I'm still not concerned. I'm going to let it ride. The S&P is dropping. The S&P is sliding down again today. Shares of Nvidia are sliding down again today. Tesla sliding down heavy again today. Google sliding down heavy. Amazon sliding down heavy. AMD is following suit. Apple reached hit a peak this morning of 179.48 with a strong selling pressure, and it is sliding down again today. Shares of AI finally sliding down again this morning, below its early morning open of 33.58. So now, at this point, anything is possible today. We're going to see a day of we don't know what is going to happen. We don't know whether the market is going to go up. We don't know whether the market is going to go down. I'm watching shares of AMD now to see if AMD follows suit and decides to plunge lower than its opening sell-off today at $111. Is it going to reach back down below 111? We're going to have to wait and see. In any case, we are at 6:45 a.m. We are 15 minutes into the market. I'm going to take a short break and I'm going to come back shortly and we will see where things have gone. Stay tuned. All right, I am back at the market today. It is 7:24. We're almost 1 hour into the market today. Let's see what's going on. Okay, so I was mistaken today. Share values of AMD, not just AMD, but other shares in general, they're not going up today. They're reaching a small peak in the morning, and now they're just behaving the way they normally do all day, which is completely tank until the early morning, 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11 o'clock, whatever. So I am pissed that I missed this call. I thought for sure we were going to see another Bolt rally, several dollars a share. And obviously I was mistaken. It continues to drop back down below 110.50 now. So I'm done for the morning. I'm not going to be back for another couple of hours. I'm going to go blow off some fucking steam at this shitty fucking call that I made again today. I had everything I wanted in my hands and I completely held on thinking that it was going to get even better. I could have been out of my position right now, and I could have been over in AI leveraging this friggin' drop that I see right now on AI shares, approaching a bottom value of going below $33 per share. I could have been capitalizing on this opportunity, and I missed it. So, not a good side of me that I'm willing to put on camera, but you need to see all of me. And you need to see everything that I deal with on my journey. Not just when it's rosy, not just when it's good, but also when it's shitty. And right now, I'm fucking pissed at this bullshit. So, I'll be back later in the day. We're not going to see a recovery now until at least later this afternoon. So instead of selling off my position and leveraging a second one today, I just tied my fucking hands again for a day. And I'm going to be lucky to sell out this position in AMD. I will sell it later on today, but it'll be near the end of the day instead of at the early morning part of the day. Now it's going to be past 11:30 in the morning with just an hour left to go in the market before I even have a hope of getting out of AMD. So I will see you again soon. Stay tuned. I know there's a bit of a dramatic flare-up, and I'm happy to share it. I know that you got my back. I know that you support me. I know that you feel my pain right along with me. And I appreciate that. And I'm glad that you're here watching me go through this little patch of suffering. I know it's only temporary. I know it's only short term. So I've vented now. I feel better already. And I'm going to enjoy some positivity and some gratitude and some early morning exercise. See you soon. All right, I'm doing a check-in at 10 to 8 a.m. and what I'm noticing is I'm noticing one of those early morning bottoms at around 7:30, 7:45 with a strong rebound back up. And just in case this is one of those days where that is going to happen, where the low is not going to be later in the day, but rather early in the day with a strong bounce up, I have decided to enter a position for the day on AI. I'm going to buy one share right now of AI, just in case I'm mistaken. but I am going to lock in the current value of AI as I prepare to dollar cost average my way out of my first 1 or 2 shares in my higher purchased shares. So 33.21 is where I've entered at. I've got 1 share of AI at 33.21, and I will continue on with my day now. I just wanted to make sure that I had 1 entry position there, just in case it starts blazing a trail upward. I want to hold off on leveraging my entire capital because I don't have a lot at my disposal. I got to be really careful. And I don't like being careful, but I got to right now. Everything is on the line right now. So I purchased 1 share. And even with 1 share, if I can leverage one of my higher value or higher purchase shares against the one that I just purchased later in the day when it rallies up, then I will do that. On the other hand, if I am mistaken and this low that I see right now is just one of more to come, I've got more capital to deploy at when shares are down even lower. I can not just dollar cost average other shares that I have, but also the one that I just purchased. So that is what my play for the day is right now. I'm looking at shares of AMD and it looks like they're starting to trend up again. And now I see that they have started to turn down again. So it's too early to tell. I have no other choice but to let the market be for another hour to 2 hours and see ultimately where the market is going today. I will be back. Stay tuned. I will see you soon. All right, I am back from spending some time in an enjoyable morning. I'm ready to look at the markets again. It's 10:15 right now. I'm just before what typically normally is the lowest point in the markets in the day, 10:15. Around 10:30 to 10:45, the markets seem to bottom out at this time. So let's have a look at a couple of things. Now, here are shares of AI. I can see that we reached a low at around 9:30, 9:45. So probably likely to see a little bit of a bounce and then another low point, or it may just continue to start going up at this point. In any case, we're at a share value of 32.87. If you remember correctly, I purchased my first share at 33.21. So we are down about 40 to 50 cents on shares of AI. Shares of AMD, they went up actually to almost the point where I would normally have closed them at 112.29, 112.31. They went all the way back up to 112.17, and then they started to slump again. And now I see this strong green rally beginning to occur right now. It looks like it's stopped here. But it looked like for a moment that it was beginning to make a rapid climb upward. And I'm still confident that I'm going to liquidate my position in AMD before this day is complete. I will get out of this position and regain my capital on AMD. And as well, on AI, I'm still looking for an opportunity to buy in at least 1 more share and maybe 2 more shares so that I can then look at where things are at, look at the dollar values that I've purchased earlier additional shares at, and begin to employ dollar cost averaging strategy to begin regaining capital on some of the shares that I paid higher amounts for a week or 2 ago in order to start freeing that capital up today in order to give myself more financial strength. So, with all that being said, what I would like to see is I have my eyes set on these 3 individual shares that I purchased at some point in time for $37.10. Now, with a share value of $32.85, it's going to be a challenge to try to dollar cost average these shares at $37.10 when I only have the ability to purchase a maximum of 3 shares at around the current valuation. It will be possible, but it will be very challenging to do. I would definitely be better going after these 3 shares at $37.10 after I have recovered the capital in my position in AMD and I have more than $2,000 to play with, because then I can purchase a clump of shares, maybe 20 or 30 or 40 or even 50 shares. And then in addition to those 50 shares that I buy at today's low price, I can then average those 3 shares with a higher price into the mix. And collectively, I can sell all 53 shares at likely a point later in the same day today that I would actually be able to close all 53 shares out and recover the capital on 3 more shares of AI that I originally paid $37 for, but get it back out of the market today. That is my loose mind strategy right now. That is what I'm currently focusing on doing. Now, getting back to the market activity and what I'm seeing, what I would normally expect, the reason I'm here at 10:15 is because what I was normally anticipating to see in shares of not just AI, but also AMD, was reaching kind of one of the lowest points in the day that it's ever going to get. But I see in the case of AMD, this is not the case. The lowest point was way back here at around 7:35 in the morning, 7:30 to 7:40 a.m., where AMD reached a low of $110.18. So far, it has never been back down that low. The lowest it has gotten is right here in the afternoon, $111.81, and that's not bad considering that's a low point. So I am going to sit here patiently at this time of day. I'm going to hope and be grateful that shares of AMD are actually on an upward moving cycle right now. And I'm going to see if I can close these AMD shares out relatively soon here. They are likely to continue climbing over the afternoon and going up all day as a long-term motion. But I really do need to get my capital out more than I need to capitalize on a decent profit on this trade. I can always come back to shares of AMD later on when I have a strength in capital to actually deploy into some lucrative trades. But in the short term, like I said, I passed on this great opportunity earlier today to get over $113 per share. That would have given me almost a full dollar per share over what I paid at $112.29. So I am going to sit here and wait for the market to return to $112.29. I am going to hold on a little bit to see what kind of speed and what kind of momentum it has crossing through that point of $112.29. But I'm very much going to try to focus on not repeating the same issue that happened this morning, where it goes up a little bit, it goes over where I want to sell it, gets up to a nice valuation of close to $113 or even $113.50. And then I keep trying to hold on for more. I'm not going to do that again. I'm going to let the shares go when I have a decent amount of profit coming in. And then I'm immediately going to go back to shares of AI and begin dollar cost averaging my way out. Now, AI shares unlike AMD, 10:22 in the morning, and I see that I was correct. That little upward trend there, that was just a bump, and we are coming back down again. And if share values of AI follow an average pattern of behavior, they will bottom out. They will even cross this low point of 32.54 sometime within the next 15 to 30 minutes. And then it will present an opportunity for me to deploy more capital as I make my first attempt to officially recover one of my held shares in AI. So stay tuned. We are just moments away from this maneuver that I'm about to employ. I will not rush in ahead of time. I will wait until the optimal time of around 10:30 to 10:45, which is about another 15 to 30 minutes, and I will be back then. All right, we are at 10:32 a.m. on this Tuesday morning. Shares of AI have not dropped as far as I suspected that they would, at least not yet. We are right around that time of day now, where the share values tend to be the lowest point in the day, but that could just as easily be right here at 9:45. I could be mistaken in the fact that shares of AI are going to continue to decline. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to purchase one more share here at the current valuation. Let me lock that in. And let me confirm what I paid for that. So $32.75. Okay. So I now have one more new share of AI at $32.75. And there we go. I'm glad that I didn't purchase 2 shares and only 1 share, because I still have enough money to purchase one more share. And I see that right after I purchased, shares of AI continued to decline yet again. So I'm going to load up and I'm going to sit on this last purchase for just a few minutes. 32.70, 32.71 is better than what I just paid, but not by a landslide. See if there's any more tree shakers coming into the market right around this time, 10:34. I am comfortable deploying all of my capital at this time of day for 2 reasons. Number one, we are normally at the lowest point in the day if we're going to have a recovery in the day. Now that's based on whether the shares are going to have a recovery, and that remains to be seen. We still don't know if that's going to occur with shares of AI. I'm just hoping that based on previous data that I've collected on how shares tend to behave throughout the day, that we're going to see a similar pattern today of morning activity, a steady morning of decline, a low point right around this time of day, followed by a consistent, persistent upward trend over the afternoon. And that is where I'm going to try to dollar cost average my way out of my first share of AI. But I will talk more about that after I commit to this final purchase of one more share of AI. I'm holding on as long as I can, trying to be patient, because again, at 10:35, these shares could tank another 20 to 50 cents within the next 10 to 15 minutes. Or they could start to go up. It really is a guessing game. But I'm going to wait here and I'm going to see if I can get another 20 to 30 cents going down before I commit to my final purchase of this share. Because the one thing that I cannot stand once I've deployed all of my capital is to then see the shares continually decline in value. I hate waiting through that bottom trough in order to start coming back up on the other side. And if I can avoid it, if possible, I like to avoid it. 10:36 a.m. and shares have gone back up to 32.70. I paid 32.75 for my last one. So having one more right now for 5 cents cheaper is completely doable. Again, there is almost nothing as far as volume coming in on shares of AI. We are at 5.8 million total shares on AI after 4 hours of market activity. Now, just for comparison, with AMD, after 4 hours of trading, we're at 35.3 million shares. So quite a big difference between these two companies regarding volume is concerned. Okay, 32.72 on shares of AI. 32.72. Do I want to purchase yet? $10.37. Okay, let me go in on purchasing my last share of AI. Okay, I didn't get 32.72. I got 32.74. Damn it! To me right now, pennies count, even though in the big picture they don't mean a big deal at all. So let us do some calculation here. I now have one more share at 32.74. Now, what I want to do is I want to see what happens if I add these values up. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take 33.21. I'm going to add 32.75. 33.21. 32.75. 32.74. That equals $98.70. Then I'm going to take one of my shares at 37.10. I'm going to add that. 37.10 equals $135.08. Now I'm going to divide this total by 4, and let's see what we get. Okay, we get a share value of $33.95. Now, before I do anything else, I want to see if this is even possible to get back today. I can see here from this morning, we had a high point of $33.90. First thing in the morning, we had $34.04. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I am going to try to go ahead with this. The chances are kind of low that I'm going to get away with doing this today, but I'm going to give it a shot. So I'm going to set a break-even point of $33.96, just to be safe. $33.96. Okay. And what this means is that as for now, I'm going to let the market ride. But as you can see, we've got a long way to go from where we are at 32.70 to get back up to 33.96. Currently, I'm going to leave it as is. Once I sell my position in AMD and have more capital to play with, I will revisit this. But for right now, I'm going to leave things the way that we are. And I am now employing two strategies simultaneously. I'm waiting for the market value to get back up at or over $33.96, where I will then sell not 3, but 4 shares in total, including one of the ones that I paid $37 for. And at that point, I will recover the capital from that 4th share. And overall, I will not lose money. I will break even or make a small profit on a total of 4 shares, and I will have regained another $32 to $33 of capital strength when this plan has matured. So once again, that is all that I am doing for now. I am going to continue enjoying my afternoon, and I'm going to wait to see what happens in the markets today with both of these companies. Stay tuned. I will be back soon. So I'm here again a few minutes later, just keeping an eye on things, and I was a little bit early on catching the bottom of AI. Look what happened here. I was a little bit early. I bought a little bit early in, and then shares certainly did continue to decline right up until just right after 11 o'clock today, with a low as low as 32.55. And then now I see it shooting up again to 32.75 pretty darn quick. So could have got an even better deal on that last share of AI. It's hard finding that ultimate bottom of the day. And again, there's still no telling as to whether it's finished at this point. Normally it is by now, and it starts to go up for the remainder of the day, or at least for the first hour of the afternoon. We'll see how that plays out today. Let's flip over to AMD, and I am currently watching AMD. Share values are currently right back at $112.07. So I am just enjoying late morning, early afternoon, watching and waiting for my shares of AMD to cross over that magic line of $112.29, so that I can then continue to watch and see with what speed and trajectory they're going to keep going past. Plan has not changed. Okay, we are currently past the break-even point on my shares of AMD. Again, I'm confident that at this point it is likely to continue climbing until at least 12:30, or at least 12, at least noon. So another 40 minutes for sure before it would turn around and come down, if it was going to do that. I'm also going to simultaneously keep my eyes on shares of AI. I can see AI is struggling to get some traction and some momentum. So I want to see if I can time my selling of my shares of AMD right along with a buy on my shares of AI to see if I can get a lower dollar cost average on more shares of AI. So let me go 112.31 on shares of AMD. Oh, I am a little bit early. My break-even point is actually 112.29, which we only just crossed right this second. So I'm loaded up to sell my position in AMD shares at a minimum of $112.31. Again, it peaked right over at 112.35, and now there is a sell-off occurring, and it's starting to drop again. Seems like no matter what I do in order to get out of this position, it seems to be working against me. And that's not just what I'm observing, it's in my mindset as well. I'm actually at war with my mindset. I'm not at war with the market. I'm the one that keeps missing the opportunities to get out of this position as much as I say I want to do it. So I'm just going to sit here and be patient for another few minutes and wait for it to catch its wind again and come back up. Shares of AI are still down around an affordable area, 32.80. So I'm not completely losing out yet on purchasing more shares of AI. But a lot of that activity and a lot of that decision is dependent on getting out of this position in my shares of AMD. So, AMD, it's time to let you go. I got my limit sell loaded up for 112.31. And even at this point, if shares of AMD are going to continue to climb, I'm just basically holding myself back by holding on to these shares. Well, big deal if I can get another $1 out of these shares today. It's trying to focus on that rather than the plan that I've decided to commit upon. That is really, I need to focus on what I'm doing rather than getting sidetracked by trying to make a profit with AMD. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to set this sell order up 112. I'm going to go 112.35, and I'm going to let these shares go. I'm going to confirm this order. Confirm that order, locked and loaded. Ready to sell off at 112.35. And I will be back in a few minutes after this sell is complete. So I'm watching shares of AMD slowly work their way up. I've changed my sell limit order to $112.50 just for fun, because I know that 112.50 is not the end of the run for AMD today. I know that it's going to blow right past 112.50 and probably likely go up as high as 114 or even 115 before the end of the day. But on its way, it's going to give me back $112.50 because that's what I've decided upon. I'm just going to sit here and wait for the next couple of minutes for that order to close. And then I'm going to go right over to AI and I'm going to see what is happening with the valuation on shares of AI. My goodness, man, this is like pulling teeth watching share values hum and haw right around the $112.31 line. This is originally where I wanted to let them go. I don't just want you going to 112.50. I want you blazing right past it. Here we go, 112.40, 112.41, gone back down to 39. Let's blast through that 112.50 line. Hit it with everything you got and go right through it. All right, I want $112.50 per share on my AMD shares, but at the same time, I'm keeping my eyes on shares of AI, and AI is starting to increase now to a point where it makes no sense on me buying more shares. So I need to get rid of this position in AMD, which is holding me back. So as much as I want my 112.50, I'm just going to go ahead and sell them where they're at. And that looks like 112.33. I'm going to take my 18 shares. And I'm going to let them go right now. Done. Okay, 112.33. 112.33, so I have closed that position at a small profit. I'm not going to worry about how much I made on there. I'm not even keeping score at this point. And I'm going to go right back over to shares of AI, and I'm going to see if I can catch a few more shares of AI right now. So let's go into AI. Let's buy. First of all, how many can I buy? Ooh, I can buy quite a bit. Okay, so let's go. I'm going to go with 32 shares of AI. I'm going to purchase 32 shares. I'm going to confirm that order. Okay. Activity. Let's go. I have purchased an additional 32 shares of AI. And I've purchased those at $32.86. Okay, it is time to do some math. So 1051.43 for that batch of shares, plus 32.74, plus 32.75, plus 33.21. Plus, now I'm going to add, how many shares am I going to add at 37.10? I'm going to go for just one. 37.10 equals, and then I'm going to divide by, how many total shares do I have? 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. I'm going to divide that total by 36. And I'm going to get a total value of $32.98. We're almost there. So I'm going to redo this calculation. I'm going to redo this calculation again. 1051.43 plus 3274 plus 3275 plus 3321 plus, and then I'm going to go for 2 shares, 3710 plus 3710 equals, and then I'm going to divide that by 32, 3, 34, 35, 37. Divide that by 37 shares, and we have a total value of $33.09. I like what I'm seeing there, $33.09. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower this to 33.10. Which brings this line all the way down here. Quite a big difference. Look at that difference. Quite a big difference. $33.10. Okay? Now, when the value of AI crosses this red line of 32.10, then I can sell 37 shares. Now that I've got that line set, I'm going to do one more calculation, and I'm going to see what it costs to get rid of all 3 of my shares at 37.10. So 1051.43 plus 3274 plus 3275 plus 3321 plus 3710 plus 3710 plus 3710, and then divide that by 32, 35, 36, 37, 38, divided by 38. And that total comes out to $33.20. I'm going to write one more line here at $33.20. And now I have 2 reference points here. Okay, so the first red line is $33.10. When shares of AI cross $33.10, and I'm pretty certain that they will today, I have the option of selling 37 total shares and eliminating 2 of these shares that cost me $37.10 a week ago. If I wait and it crosses the share value of $33.20, which it is also likely to do, then I have the ability to sell 38 total shares and eliminate 3 shares that cost me $37.10 to regain that capital. Those 3 shares, that capital is worth over $100 right there. And so getting that back before the end of this day, that would be great, because then that would allow me to focus and redial in and start concentrating on some of these other shares that cost me as much as $41.16. As you can see, $32.83 up to $41.16, that's going to take a while, and I would rather start closing shares in dollar cost averaging than waiting this out for the next 2 to 3 weeks for share values to go back up to $41.16. So let's begin with these right now. I feel confident with what I've set up to go here. Now let me just check this activity. Okay, so selling 38 total shares of AI. I am going to set a sell limit for all 38 shares above $33.20. So 33, how much higher do I want to go? I'm just going for capital recovery, so I don't want to try to push it too high, even though it's likely to go way back up here to 33.50 somewhere. Let's go for $33.40. No. You know what? Let's go for $33.80. I want to see if it actually comes back up to where it opened today at around 33.80. Let me put all 38 shares up for sale at 33.80 a piece. So if I close that out, when that happens, not only am I getting my capital recovery back for those 3 shares that cost me $37.10, at the same time, I'm making a reasonable profit on all 38 shares. I'm going for a 60-cent gain on all 38 shares. And 60 cents is almost 2% with the share values that we're trading at. So this is just to cover me in case I leave and share values spike up to like $35 or something crazy. I'm going to confirm these at 33.80. I will be back in a little while to check on how things are doing. And if we don't quite reach up to 33.80, but at the same time, we're above 33.20, then I will know that I can come back in, kill that sell limit order, sell my shares manually, and I will have made my first successful recovery of shares through dollar cost averaging. I'm looking forward to closing this before the end of this day. We have 1 hour and 4 minutes left in the day to watch this happen. Stay tuned. The day is not over yet. I will be back soon. Man, why in the heck are shares of AI bottoming out in the afternoon here today? Not only did they stop increasing, they plummeted right down to 32.59 currently, 32.60 at 12:15 in the afternoon. Well, I think that gives me an opportunity to consider purchasing some more. And so I am going to see where I am sitting. And I'm going to see if I can make it even easier for me to dollar cost average my way out of those higher cost shares. So I already have 32 that I purchased at 32.86. Can almost do 30 here. Can't quite do 30. I'm gonna have to go with 29. So let me do a limit buy at $32 and $32.60. Let's go all in at 29 shares. Oops, I might have missed that. Oh, it's pending. I might have missed it. Nope, I got it. Okay, so let me cancel this order. And let me redo some mathematics here. I'm going to take the 1051, 43. I'm going to add the new 945, 40. Okay, and then I'm going to add 3274, 3275, 3321, and then I'm going to add these three at 3710. That equals 2206.83, and I'm going to divide these by the grand total of 67. That's 29 new ones at $32.60. So that gives me 32, 52, 61, 62, 63, 64, 67. So yeah, that's right. So let me go and let me sell all 67. First of all, let me divide this by 67 and see what we have. We now have a grand total of $32.94 to get rid of all. $32.94. Right? That is way down here now. So that is quite a significant difference. That means that now I can actually sell off all of my shares, all 67, at a total of at or above $32.94. And I can come out at least broken even on not just the shares that I purchased today, but also these 3 shares that I purchased a week ago at $37.10. And so now let's just give this market the rest of the day and see if it wants to rebound up past this line. Take me to the finish line, AI. Come on. I'm ready. I'm ready to see you work your butt off and come right back up above $32.94. Let me complete this day strong. Let me sell out of my positions and be able to come back tomorrow with a fresh new round of capital to rinse and repeat this process and go after some higher price shares. See if I can dollar cost average myself out of those as well. Stay tuned. The end of the day is coming up. All right, so I've done 2 things here. I've actually put 2 lines on my graph. This first line at $32.75. This represents a dollar cost average of all of the shares that I have purchased just today. Okay, the 64 shares that I have purchased in total, they equal a total dollar cost average of $32.75. So that if things get too close to the end of the day and I cannot get up to this line here of $32.94 in order to sell off 67 shares, I still may be able to get above this line of $32.75 and sell off the 64 shares that I purchased just today. And as I'm sitting here watching, I'm seeing the shares plunge even lower down to $32.49 and $32.47, and it just seems to be continuing a repetitive cycle of me getting stuck in purchasing shares at what I think are rock bottom prices, only to see it go down even lower and even lower and even lower. I'm not concerned at this point because $32.48, we're not going to go too far. We're not going to go much lower than this. Not unless the share values fail entirely. And at this point, I don't really give a shit. If that's what happens, then that's what happens. But I'm not concerned about losing a few pennies down at $32.50. I will happily wait for shares to come back up to $32.75. The market's open today at way above that. In fact, we're down 4.4% from today's open. So I'm quite confident that these shares are going to come back above $32.75. But I'm so confident at that fact that I don't necessarily want to sell them the second that they touch that line. Because I am dollar cost averaging my way out, I am leveraging capital back, I am fully committed right now, again, with 100% of my income. But I'm also fully committed at such a low price. I mean, these share values should be back up to $35 to $38 in just 2 to 3 days from today. I'm going to be surprised if they're still lingering down here at $32.50. You know, I'm surprised that people have not yet seen this in order to take complete advantage of what is going on in the market. Man, shares of AI went right down all the way to $32.36, and somebody saw that and picked them up and brought it right back up to $32.50. I'm now wondering if I'm actually going to be able to close my position on the shares that I bought just today at a break-even point of $32.75. We're going to have to stay tuned and find out, I guess. 27 minutes left in this day. What is going to happen? All right, it is beginning to look like I am going to be holding on to the 64 shares that I purchased today overnight and waiting to see what happens in the pre-market tomorrow morning. I did not expect the shares to drop this low at the end of the day. It's not Friday today, it's Tuesday. Tuesdays very rarely see a day like this where it just continues to drop into the gutter. I do not see this on a Tuesday. I see this on a Friday, but not a Tuesday. But here we are, Tuesday, August 15th, and we are in the gutter with share values of AI down to $32.36 and dropping as I speak. Likely I'll wake up tomorrow and share values will be back up above $33 before open. I was hoping to get my position closed today, but it's looking more and more like it will not happen. We still do have 20 minutes left in the day, and so the day is not completely closed yet. Sometimes people late in the day, in the last 30 minutes, they see shit like this going on, and they go, holy shit, I'm buying in, and I'm buying in heavy with like 50,000 shares. Well, we'll see if that happens today. All right, we are at the end of the day today. What a painful end of the day. Share values of AI tanked all the way down to 32, even lower than $32.30. It dropped so low that I noticed I had enough money left in my trade balance to add one more share to the misery. So I piled on one more share at $33.29. $32.29, sorry. And I am going to hold that along with the remainder of my shares for tomorrow. I am pretty sure that when I come back tomorrow, likely the pre-market is going to be up about $1 or more. I do not expect the pre-market to hold at the value of $32.30. Whoever comes in the morning is going to see that, and they're going to scoop up shares by the boatloads. And then they're going to dump them after the open bell on the rally up. So I myself am going to make the same play. I am going to wait on tomorrow's pre-market. I'm going to look forward to selling off this position shortly after the opening bell, if not at the opening bell. I'm going to retally my entire total because I'm probably going to get a few pennies less than these two values of 32.75 and 32.94. At this point, 64 cents away from letting all of my shares go and breaking even and beginning a new cycle of dollar cost averaging. So we will tackle that tomorrow morning. That is all that we have for this day. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for liking these videos and subscribing to the channel. It's a real help to me. You've been watching session 13 of my $1 million journey. This has been Tuesday, August 15th. I will be back tomorrow, Wednesday, August 16th, session 14, to do this all again. And you can join me in that session right over here.